Guys, and welcome to another video. Today it's just going to be a really quick one on how I frame and package my portrait commissions. I do get a few questions on this on my Instagram and stuff. Just ask where I get my frames, to be honest. They're from the range. It's fine to get your frames from the range because the range have a great range of frames. And that's my opinion on that one. Just keep watching, guys. I have got some little tips of little extras you can include in your commissions. You might get an idea of something you want to add to yours. And side note, don't feel like you have to frame your commissions. I've used gift boxes in the past. There's actually a video back on my channel where I just used gift boxes for my pet portraits, and I still do that for pet portraits, but for some reason when I'm doing family portraits I prefer to frame them, just because I know they're going to be gifts most of the time and I want the customers to just be able to give it to the person rather than having to like put their fingers all over it, and that gives most of us anxiety when we're sending our art. The less they have to touch it, the better, basically. So another reason that I do glass frames is because most of my family, I don't know why, but most of my family portraits I do are local, so I can just drop it off and that gets rid of any possibility of smashing in the post. I did send one via Royal Mail and that smashed, so I don't use Royal Mail for my art anymore. DPD have been really great ever since I started using them, so they're more expensive. I think it's like £12 when I send via DPD. Next day delivery they get tracking numbers and stuff like that, so that's a really professional way to send your art if you do. This one is a family portrait. I'm taking this from two pictures. This guy here is my client's partner. His mum died when she was a lot younger, he was about 6 I think. So we put two pictures together and they're going to take this to his mum's grave for his birthday and say that this is a present from her, so I thought that was such a lovely idea. And here's the picture of it next to his mum's grave. I just thought it was such a lovely thing that his friends did for him. So I'm just going to show you how I wrap it up, make it look pretty, put it in its frame, stuff like that. I'm just going to gently tape this down, not too hard just because it's probably going to move again. When you're taping your commissions to your mounts and stuff like that, make sure it's not with any tape that is never going to come off, just in case the client wants to change the frame at any point. So I'm just using some really low tack masking tape here, tiny millimetres off. And you know what, that's probably a better idea if you put the tape backwards and then you can just place this down rather than trying to keep it in the same position. Just popping into the frame now, and I wanted to show you a quick tip. Use a spoon for these little annoying things. I can't tell you how long I went without knowing this tip, and my thumbs really hate me for it. So that's all in there now, and I'm just going to send my client a photo of this frame versus this one. Can't decide myself. I really love the warm tone of this one, but I also like the simplicity of this one. So yeah, I'm going to send them a picture and just wait for their reply. So we finally managed to frame it. I had to take that glass off about 10 times, not even joking. Because you put the glass back on and then you see a bit on it and then you have to get it off. So the link to where I get this ribbon in the description because it's the best one I've found so far. So you get some ribbons and they're only ribbony on one side. And that, I don't know, I think it just looks quite cheap when you're doing bows and stuff. So I think this one is about £7 a reel, but it lasts for ages. It's from eBay. I'll usually see what looks best for the specific drawing, but sometimes I'll do like a ribbon there and a ribbon there, or I'll do like a cross ribbon, which I think I'm going to do for this one. It's difficult with the smaller pieces because you don't want to cover the artwork anywhere unless it's like an unimportant corner. So to kind of experiment to see where you want to put the ribbon. So then I just snip off however much, and then I use this double-sided sticky tape from Hobbycraft. It's really good stuff, it sticks to anything. You can just use masking tape if you want, but I quite like that you can't see the tape when you use this. It looks nicer from the back. So with the back of these frames, they look a bit plain. They haven't really got any branding or anything on them, so I like to put some of my own branding and stuff like that on the back. So here I've got my business cards, some aftercare instructions, and just a thank you for your order note. I will put the link in the description below where I did get all my printing done. Quite cheap for the place I went to last time, but I got so much of it and I don't like the design of it anymore, so I'm going to have to just, no, I don't know what I'm going to do with it all. I do recommend only getting like 50 prints of whatever you're going to get done, just because if you're anything like me, you'll probably go off it. So I'll take one of my stickers. The stickers from this website are the best value I've found. I've got so many sheets of these and they've lasted me ages. I think they're only like £15. Put that in the middle. And then if there's not much room on the back, I will leave this one out, just because I can put that in with it. But I do like to have my information on the back of the frame. I knew there was something missing. Certificate of authenticity. I didn't do these for ages, I've only just started doing them like this year. But I think it adds a really nice touch to your artwork. So I just write the name of the artwork, my name, blah blah blah. And I designed this on Photoshop and then I just got it printed as a A5 insert from the same website. So there we have that written out there, and I will stick that somewhere on the back. This is a really annoyingly placed mount here. I might just slot it under here. So there we have that. I think that looks quite nice and professional. I just sticky tape to stick that down, otherwise it's going to fly around when they pick it up. I'm just going to stick my business card onto here just so that the person who's getting this as a gift can, you know who I am and look up my other social media and stuff like that. It's nice to just have your business card on the actual product. Sticky tape there and stick that on there. You could easily just take that off if they want to. And there we have the back done. So now moving back onto the ribbon on the front. Got my double sticky tape here, I'm just going to take that off. There's just endless little bits of dirt that get on these frames. It drives me mad. Right, so we're going to stick that onto the back of the frame and then pull it quite tight here. All a bit fiddly and it all takes probably longer than you should spend gift wrapping stuff, but I'm a bit of a perfectionist when it comes to stuff like this. I look back on the days when I used to just let people collect it from the door and it would just be in a plastic sleeve, and I just shiver. Don't know how I did that. So that's stuck down now, and I'm just going to cut off the excess. You need some really sharp scissors to cut ribbon, because if it's the slightest bit blunt, it's not going to be a nice edge. These scissors I'm using now are a bit blunt, to be honest. Done that bit. I just need to do the other side, so I'm going to do it on this side. But you can just play around to see which directions look best for your piece of art. The whole time I'm wrapping these, I'm kind of thinking how it's going to be unwrapped. I used to give people like an option of ribbon colour for their gift packaging, which I stopped doing when I started buying the more expensive ribbon, because I couldn't really afford to get it in every single colour and then give people a choice. But if you do have loads of different like ribbons and stuff like that, it is nice to ask your client if there's a certain colour they prefer. What I tend to do at the moment is I have like a dull pinky toned ribbon, which I use for, a bit sexist, but I use for females, and then I use the silver one for if it's going to be given to a male. And that's as far as it goes at the moment, but I would like to get more of a selection of ribbon again, because it just adds a little bit more personalisation. And if you were a skilled ribbons person, if that's even a word, you could just do the actual bow that this is imitating, like if you just wrapped it around and then blah blah blah, but that just stresses me out so much. So I found out ways to do it like a fake version of it, which is very easy. So I just get a bit of string here. Any string will do, because you're not going to see it. Be wary of any fingerprints you're getting on the glass as well. Make sure you wipe them off. So I'm just going to take the string around both those ribbons there and pull it really tight in a double knot. So then we have that, and then we're going to put the ribbon here so it kind of looks like it's all professionally wrapped. Just doing the ribbon alone stresses me out enough, so minimising the stress is the best. You just do one loop like that, take it around and pull that through. If you're anything like me, you'll probably redo this ribbon about 100 times, so don't worry too much about your first attempt. I don't want it to be too big, so just keep pulling these two so you get the right size. Now this bit's annoying me. I think this video is going to highlight why it takes so long to do this.
2 hours later.
So what I've done now is I've put a little bit of sticky tape on the back of that bow there. I'm going to just stick it on. And now that it looks like it's, you know, been all professionally bowed up, and that's what we wanted. It's up to you, but sometimes I put my business card here, like that. Yeah, I think I'm going to put that like that. So that's that for this portion of the gift wrapping. Now it's onto the wrapping phase, and this is just a huge roll of white tissue paper that I bought on eBay. I'll put the link below. It's really good value. I used to just get my tissue paper from Hobbycraft and places like that, but the sheets were a lot smaller and it's a lot more expensive doing it that way. So in the description where I get mine, there's all different colours. I like to use a few layers of tissue paper just to make it look a bit more professional. And here I'm deciding which way to wrap this frame, which I usually spend about 20 minutes deciding. Can be handy to have a helper on this part, so there we have my helping hand, literally. And I'm just folding it all up, making the edges really neat. And then I just pop one of my stickers on, and then I think in this one I used about 5 stickers. I like to use my stickers rather than tape normally, because I don't know, you can use a double-sided sticky tape, but it sometimes shows through, and I don't like tape. You know, I've got a weird thing against tape, so I just think the stickers look much nicer. And when you can get loads of sheets for them for the price I did, it seems a bit more justified to use as many as I do. And here we have the outer layer. I just used plain brown parcel paper for this. I really like brown parcel paper, I don't know about you guys. I love how it looks with string. So yeah, I'll just use this as like the outer layer, so I'll give this to my client and then their card will be stuck to that so that it doesn't affect anything that's inside. I actually found these little card things on eBay, and they're really reasonably priced, but they take quite a while to come because they come from China, but I'll link them below as well. I just think they're so cute. It's got this little thing on, and then you put that with a flower, and then there's a little thing you tie around. For this specific commission, my client wants me to write a little note from his mum, because they're going to put this on her grave on his birthday, and it's going to be like a present from his mum, which is so cute. So it reads, "Dear Zach, I'm watching over you and I'm so proud. Know that I'm with you always wherever you go. Love, Mum." And then I'm going to leave it open just so that it can be displayed. And I'm then just going to take some twine. I really like the look of this with the brown paper. This isn't how I wrap stuff every time, it's just kind of tailor it to the occasion. For wedding presents, sometimes I have like a fake bouquet, which I put on there. So there we have the finished piece, and that's going to go on his mum's grave, so hopefully that goes down well, and then you can just take that out like that. And then I'm going to put a bag over it, and I'm going to do the letter for my client. Guys, I just realised I ordered the wrong size postal bags, so look at that, it just doesn't quite fit. So I'm going to have to cut the edge. Problems can always be solved, you see. And then once that's, because obviously this is going to be for my client, not for them, I like to keep it all separate. A little note out, and I'm going to put one of my stickers. Put 2 business cards in there, and I'm going to put some... that's just an aftercare instructions leaflet, and in the card I like to put a little discount for their next order. It's normally just about like 5%, just because it doesn't sound like a lot, but obviously for the work and stuff that we put in, that is quite a lot to us. But I do like to give my customers a little reward just to say thank you. It's a lot of money they're parting with at the end of the day, and it's for your artwork, and we're so grateful for that. And it is a great way to encourage them to come back to you if they do ever have anything they were doing in the future. Now my client was collecting this piece, so it didn't matter about protective wrapping, like bubble wrap and stuff like that. If I was sending it in the post, it would of course be a lot more wrapped up than this, and I would go all out with the protection of the corners and stuff like that. But I might do another video on that soon, because I've got a commission I need to post soon, so I might as well make a video and show you how I make it safe in the post. And one last tip, if you do want reviews on like your website or your Facebook page or anything like that, do include it in your notes. So say, I would really appreciate it if you could leave me a review, because at the end of the day, if you don't ask, you're probably not going to get people. They don't mean to not do it, but you know, we all forget stuff like that. It's a bit of a chore at the end of the day, but if you are getting someone telling you that they would appreciate that, you're probably much more likely to leave that review. So don't be scared to ask for stuff that you want from your client, because you're much more likely to get it if you do ask. I did actually have it written on my thank you for your order insert that I put in with my commissions, but because it was typed, I don't know why, it just seemed less personal and I wasn't getting the reviews. But as soon as I started writing it in with the notes, like handwritten, I was getting a review every time, so. That's it for today, guys. I hope you got something from this. Let me know if you're going to use any of this in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Next week I will be uploading a cat eye tutorial, so keep tuned for that and I'll see you then.